All right, folks, welcome back to Foundational Health Solutions. I'm Dr. Stuart Hoover, and of course, I'm joined by the amazing Eric Marquette. Today's episode, honestly, I've been looking forward to this one because, Eric, after decades of working with people on their wellness, I've seen a huge shift in what actually produces incredible results for our clients. We're calling it the Vibe Your Body approach, and it's all about building health from the cell up. No more cracking open 12 bottles of supplements first thing in the morning. No offense to my supplement-loving friends listening.
You're not wrong, Stuart. I remember back when I started getting serious about health, I ended up with this drawer in my kitchen. Like a magic drawer. Absolutely packed with bottles, powders, and I think possibly a vitamin D spray that expired in the last ice age. It's overwhelming.
You know, Eric, I was guilty of doing that to clients in my early days. People would come in and, well, by the time I was done with recommendations, they'd walk out with what looked like a pharmacy. We had these complicated protocols, different pill for inflammation, another for gut health, yet another for stress, and so on. Thing is, looking back, it didn't move the needle as much as we wanted for a lot of folks. Sometimes it just led to confusion, frustration, or them quitting too soon. Eventually, I realized we had to simplify to amplify the results.
It makes sense. People don't want a second job just to manage their health. And that's the idea behind Vibe Your Body, right? It's making foundational health not just effective, but simple. You get this combination of PEMF therapy using the Resona Vibe device and gut microbiome support, but it's streamlined. It's genuinely doable every day, even if you're not a health nut.
Exactly. Think of it as health from the inside out, not outside in. PEMF therapy works at the cellular level. Helping your body recharge and microbiome support nourishes the gut ecosystem. Instead of a dozen moving parts, you're combining two scientifically validated approaches in one program. I tell my clients, keep it simple, but make it count. That's really what this is about. Less overwhelm, more benefits, and something you'll actually stick with, which honestly is half the battle.
And, we've talked about this in previous episodes. Health is a marathon, not a sprint. It's about habits you can sustain. This Vibe Your Body To program really addresses that. It's foundational, it's practical, and most of all, anyone can start. Let's dig a bit into the PEMF side, Stuart, because this device, the Resona Vibe, has quite the reputation. I was skeptical at first, I'll be honest. Tiny device, big promises. But it's got, 60 core protocols built in, plus more for specific concerns?
Oh, absolutely. The science behind PEMF, or pulsed electromagnetic field therapy, is really fascinating. The Resona Vibe is this pocket-sized wonder that delivers targeted electromagnetic pulses. The goal is to recharge your cells, balance out inflammation, and, across the board, help your body restore its natural rhythm. The protocols cover pain, stress, sleep, trauma, recovery, you name it. What's cool is you pick what you need and let the frequencies do their work. We've touched on this before, but it's not about replacing your body's processes, it's about supporting and syncing up with them.
And there are some pretty incredible stories from folks using the Vibe. I was reading Jane's review. She said she'd used it daily for over a year. Totally changed her energy and her sleep. Then she lost it and said she absolutely had to get another. That's the real test, isn't it? You don't miss it until it's gone and suddenly realise, oh, hang on, my aches are back and I'm exhausted again.
That's spot on. I hear that with a lot of people who get into a PEMF routine. When you're using the Vibe consistently, you might not notice every subtle improvement day to day, but when you stop, the difference becomes very real. And here's an interesting bit. We touched on this in our episode on electrolytes. Not only does PEMF need to reach your cells, but it relies on your cells having the right electrolyte balance to actually conduct those signals. Without enough minerals like sodium, potassium, magnesium, and calcium, you end up with sluggish results. That's why pairing something like the PEMF booster electrolyte powder can really amp things up, especially if you're using PEMF to target muscle cramps, fatigue, or brain fog.
Sort of like giving your body the wires and the battery, and then turning the lights on with PEMF. Wait, that's a terrible analogy, but you get what I mean. Hydration plus minerals, then pulses to tune everything up. And as you mentioned, the Vibe has protocols for pets too, which, admittedly, I found a bit odd at first, but people are using it on dogs, horses, all sorts.
Oh, it's wild. I've had people email me saying their dog has more pep in its step now than it did at 5 years old. But whether it's people or pets, the key is the same. Supporting that cellular recovery process using natural rhythms, not chemical force. PEMF helps the cells essentially recharge, and when you combine that with proper hydration, minerals, and a simple routine, you start seeing real changes in sleep, mood, pain, even mental clarity. The idea is work with your biology, not against it.
And that brings us right into the second foundational arm of the program, the gut. Because as we've said before, you can have all the energy in the world, but if your digestion's in the pits, life just doesn't work. So let's shift gears and talk about how foundational gut support fits in. Perfect segue, Stuart. So this is where the Flora Biome formula comes in. Because let's face it, gut issues are everywhere. Flora Biome's got that 3-in-1 punch: prebiotics, probiotics, and postbiotics. And it's got, 18 fermented herbs at the base? That's a properly holistic approach.
Oh, absolutely. It's gut health in a bottle, with a living blend of 10 probiotic strains fueled by prebiotics from those fermented herbs and then loads of postbiotics. Those are the health-boosting byproducts you get right away from fermentation. I mean, years ago, gut support used to mean picking out separate bottles for fibers, bacteria, digestive enzymes, maybe something to deal with reflux, on and on. Now with FloraBiome, all those bases are covered, and because it's a liquid, it starts working the moment it hits your mouth. That living, full-spectrum microbiome feeds and balances your gut's ecosystem right from the get-go.
And the expert endorsements are impressive. Dr. Daisy Anglo says, and I'm paraphrasing a bit, that FloraBiome reinforces the gut lining and maintains overall health, while Dr. Kung points out that the diversity in those microstrains really makes a difference for microbiome resilience and immune strength. There's talk in the clinical world about the synergy, how prebiotics, probiotics, and postbiotics work together to actually transform your gut, not just patch up symptoms.
That's what the new research is saying, and real-world testimonials back it up. People are reporting less bloating, more regularity, heartburn relief. One user, Melanie, said her issues with GERD and elimination were so much better on FloraBiome. Christina said, "Heartburn what? This stuff is amazing." Not everyone enjoys the taste, but let's be honest, that passes when your bowels get their groove back. What I love is that it's a single solution. People stick with it, they see consistent improvements, and importantly, they avoid the frustration and cost of mixing and matching countless gut products. Plus, a lot of folks feel lighter, notice fewer cravings, and even say their energy and skin improve over time because their gut is finally in balance.
And it's really about consistency, isn't it? The first week or so, the body's adjusting. Could be some bloating, but by weeks 2 to 4, you're lighter, digestion's smoother, energy picks up. Past that, you see the deeper benefits: stable moods, immune support, clearer skin, just a complete feeling of resilience. Bit by bit, you're building a gut environment that can handle stress, travel, diet changes, life. One bottle, one habit. Big payoff when you stick with it. No juggling, no confusion.
That's the key takeaway. Your microbiome supports everything from digestion to mood to immunity. So why not support it in the simplest, most thorough way possible? And, as we always say, you don't need to make it complicated to make it work. If you're listening and you've struggled with gut issues, this approach is about turning things around and keeping your health simple, sustainable, and effective for the long haul.
Couldn't have said it better, Stuart. That wraps up today's episode. Hope we've made these concepts practical and given everyone a nudge to try simplifying. Thanks so much for joining us. Stuart, always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure, Eric, and thanks to everyone out there listening. And remember, if you are looking for a program that produces results, cuts cost, and is easy to implement into your lifestyle, please visit vibeyourbody.com to learn more. We have a complete program waiting for you along with our quick start guide and daily tracker. We'll be back soon with more ways to help you thrive from the inside out. Take care and be well.
See you next time on Foundational Health Solutions. Bye for now.